What is up, guys? How's it going? Ross Christofoli here, and I actually have never done a a YouTube live like this. So this is a new thing for me, but pretty jazzed about it. And I wanted to answer a question that was just texted to me from Joanne or messaged to me on Facebook. And rather than go and answer her directly, because I typically don't have time to do that, what I'm actually going to do today is just go live on here and answer that question. And here's what the question was. She said, Ross, I'm still working in a job. She basically says that she's just starting her agency. She doesn't have any skills yet in her agency, and she wanted to know what should she be focused on right now to grow her agency the quickest. And I have a feeling a lot of you guys are in a similar position where you're working a 9 to 5 or something like that, and you want to learn how to grow your agency, how to do it quickly, but you're struggling because you only have so much time in a day. So this is what I want you to focus on. So first of all, if you were to put on a piece of paper and you were to write down your schedule, and let's say that you start work by 8 o'clock and you get out at 5 o'clock and you have a family, you have to be reasonable. A lot of these guys, hustle your brains off, whatever, blah, 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 blah. They don't actually either have a family or a real business. They're just trying to sound inspiring. And the ones who do actually do it, they end up getting divorced, as we've all seen in the internet scene, a lot of people getting divorced. And so I don't recommend hustle, hustle, hustle. I recommend that you do things strategically and find a right plan. So if you say, okay, I only have reasonably 2 to 3 hours a day that I can focus on my energy, what does that tell you? You are not going to build massive wealth by only devoting 2 to 3 hours a day in the beginning. It's going to take you a while to do that if it's on your own, because if you think about it, your competitors, including myself, are out there, every single day, 8 to 9 hours a day, prospecting, hammering. Even if you get a client, at some point you're going to end up losing them. It's going to be a very difficult thing to sustainably build your agency of 2 to 3 hours of work if you're doing everything yourself. That's my point, if you're doing everything yourself. But how could you still scale your agency, have 2-3 hours a day, and then hop off? Well, you got to start looking at time scalable things. Now, you might not have money right now to run Facebook ads, LinkedIn ads, and you definitely don't have the time, nor should you, being emailing, calling, messaging people on LinkedIn, all of that crap. So then what should you do? Well, I want you to think of it this way. Let's say that you had tons of money right now. Let's just pretend that you had several $1 million and you were going to invest in a business. You decided, hey, you know what? I want to open up a coffee shop. I'm just throwing out an idea here because I'm downtown and I see coffee shops. How would you run that business knowing you still have all your other businesses going? Well, you would first build out the structure. So you'd have to, you get your location set up, you'd get that, and then you would put out a now hiring sign. You would then, and all these things would end up costing you money, right? But what if you didn't need to pay for all of those things, but you could still put that same structure in place? How would you go about doing that? Well, maybe you might work out a deal. There was a place in Milwaukee where it was like an exchange where the employees, they actually worked for free, but in exchange they got they got some tips, but they also had like access to different networks and different things for their businesses that they were growing and things that they were doing. It was like an exchange of services that they did. So none of the employees were actually getting paid to be there. What it was is the business had provided so much opportunity for these people that people were willing to work there for free. And so what you need to think about is, how can I provide an opportunity to people? Well, the trick is don't try to get an opportunity, a massive opportunity to everyone. For what I mean by that is, don't try to find one person and say, they're basically going to run my agency. A lot of people make this mistake of being like, okay, then I need a closer. Then they send the closer out there and they make the closer set their own appointments. They make the closer close the appointments. Then they might even try to get the person to do, I've seen people literally try to get that person to do the fulfillment. So it's like, then what did they need you for? Or maybe they hand it off to the fulfillment. They try to do it themselves, whatever might be the case. What I recommend that you do is go ahead and put structures in place and only get people to solve one piece of the puzzle. That way they become reliant on you and they still see you as an opportunity. So how do you do that? Well, what I would recommend is do what I did. So first, you get people who are willing to work from home, setting appointments, and you only pay them per appointment. Since right now, initially, you only have about 3 hours in a day that you could actually hop on calls, I would recommend only 1 to 2 callers, if that. And what you're going to do is you're going to hire them, you're going to train them. I recommend using an automated system because you probably suck and you don't know how to train them. I provide all of that. You can actually click the link down below if you want to learn how I do that. I'm teaching it live tomorrow at 2 o'clock. But anyways, then what you do is you have them calling and scheduling appointments for those few hours, and then you're going to hop on those calls and close them at that time until you get enough business to where now you can either hop off your job or so forth, and you're going to outsource the fulfillment to a white label team. Reach out to us if you need help with that. There's several different people that I can refer you to, or my agency might take it on if it's the right fit for white label work. Then what you do is your callers are going to be like, listen, we're scheduling appointments, but you're booked out right now for a week. We need more time. That is perfect. Now what you can do is hire a closer, and you can say, hey guys, listen, I got 10 to 20, I can get you 10 to 15, 10 to 20 appointments a day with business owners, selling them my service. All you have to do is hop on the pre-made appointments, try to close the deal. If you close the deal, I'm going to pay you a 20% of the profits on a residual basis. As long as that client's with us, you don't have to do anything else to do with fulfillment. People will love that opportunity because now it's like, well, most people can't get one appointment with a business owner. So they get to sit on there for 10 to 20 appointments, sell the service, and then once they sell the service, then they don't even have to do the fulfillment. They hand it off to someone else. The person does the fulfillment. It's a beautiful system. And now you're starting to build the structure in place where you're kind of removing yourself from it, where you could quit your job and you can quit your job, but it doesn't mean that you need to start doing more work. What it means is now you are an orchestrator and you are the master. I just talked about this on Facebook. You are the person leading the orchestra, and you can set up more systems and scale those systems. And that's even from a beginner level. People will say all the time, but Ross, I'm a beginner. This seems too high level for me. No, it's not. If you were going to open a business, would you say, I don't need to have counters and a cash register, and I probably don't need to have all these espresso machines, and I don't need a sign. That's too high level for me. No, when you open a business, you either have the business or you don't. It's either a hobby or it's not a hobby. And so if you want it to be a business, treat it like a business from day one. Otherwise, you will never get past the hobby phase. It's so frustrating to me because people will literally do this. Oh, I need to take these baby steps. That is the worst way to do it because then people always think of you as a hobbyist. You need to come on the scene fast and be an actual business that people can trust. I am not a fan of baby stepping my way into taking my business serious. You either take it serious from day one or you don't. But the day that you start taking it serious is the day things start changing and you start making money. So my biggest recommendation for you is don't have this mindset of I need to baby my way through. I thought that guy was going to fall out. I would have been unfortunately laughing. I don't recommend that you baby step your way into success. Full force, charge at it, set up systems, set up structures, treat yourself like a real business owner. Don't think of this as a hobby. And I know things are going to go well for you. Anyways, let me just check here in the comments to see if... I actually don't know how to do that on here. Thank you guys for hopping on here. Make sure that if you guys haven't already attended my training, that you click on the link below and register. Tomorrow I'm doing one live at 2 o'clock. If you're watching this after that, then it'll be a replay that might be available for you. So thank you guys for your time and have an amazing day. I don't even know how to end this thing. I've never done this. Are you sure you want to?